flip that camera the right way. But in this morning getting ready, I took my time and it's easy to overlook it. I made sure I got my shave on, hit the ears with my personal shaver, ball trimmer. You can buy even at the dollar store, but your local black hair care place got the spray. I think I got Andy's spray from one of the black hair care places about 2, 3 weeks ago. Shave this part of the face, hit the under, shave this part of the face, and just do the best I can by squaring it up. Take away there, square it up, take away from there, square it up, work on that. Square it up, work on the lip line, square it up, work on that. Use the straight edges. This is like when you were in art class, draw yourself. And right here, I have been neglecting that, the V. And I'm showing you this. Sometimes when you sit in that dental hygienist chair, right here, you can find it at Sprouts, the Eco Dent. It's a powder that helps whiten teeth. You know how when you're cleaning up using something like Comet or Ajax to clean up a surface? It's like our teeth have surface stains. They're not where I want them to be, but the compliments I get are at the help of this. So taking a little time to work on me and when they shave my head like the same. Even though I did it Friday, sometimes I get comments that hurt, but I have to overlook. Like people say, man, coming into work looking dusty, coming to work looking scruffy. Not doing it for the approval of people, but sometimes, even though people are roughhousing you on shade, don't care if you hear gossiping to another person about you, sometimes that's what's holding you back. So sometimes it might cost you this 15 minutes, this hour, and trust me, I think the bait of Satan, the trick of the enemy is, I gotta grind, I gotta work, I gotta go get it. Well, even this media, YouTube, I have people around me that I'm trying to pass information. And I saw something this morning from a classmate of mine, college classmate, who was actually on the football team at the University of Southern Mississippi. And it's something about that environment, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where no matter when you dove in that water, there's something about it that you want to seek God, even though you're not perfect, even though you have thoughts, imaginations, and suggestions, like Dr. Fred Price say. Like that classmate and I, when you sharing about God, what your apostles say, what your pastors say, or the ones you listen to, if you're not totally locked into a location. What he was saying is something that I share. And people think you should be easygoing consuming every news that get thrown at you. So this part of your hygiene, your routine too. It's like we got to be listening to what's growing us, the things of God, the things that pertain to you, whether it be economy, your skill, your trade, your occupation. You got to consume some of that. That got to be in your daily, your weekly. You can't just lull through this life, sleep through this life. And sometimes our weight, me and my friend that I'm telling you about, he went on, did all kind of stuff. It's like, I believe all conference when we're at Southern Mississippi, went on to get drafted by the Buffalo Bills, had a little time with the New York Jets, but he's back in his home in Louisiana with his family, leading the Postman Academy. That's Sean Nelson. It's okay to name drop because that's a man doing work that people should support, and you can support him. Find the Cash App. You know how people say what the Cash App is? One of my cousins, Ebony. Speaking of somebody who works on herself, she's a skilled tradeswoman. She's an esthetician, beautician, and a welder. Beautiful young lady. On my mom's side, funny as can be. But sometimes people say what the Cash App is. You need to find his, support him. There's evidence. He's working with these children. It's about football, but it's about life development. And what he was saying, his apostle, his pastor, sometimes our way is we want a person to change. And it's like we know to create. Even though I'm $160,000 deficit in my life, pursuing college, a couple other debts, I can be honest about that. Like the urgency is to grind and go get it. But people like Tony Gaskins, Eric Thomas, The Secret to Success podcast, Andy Enriquez, Louis Mora, the third, you need to pick up this camera and flow. because that's revenue, that's currency. The pregame show, reach the people media, well off media. You need to pick up this camera and flow. Because there's people around me, cousins, friends, know local history of a place that people don't commonly know. They need to pick up the camera and talk. And they got all kind of avoidance to not do it. And it could be revenue to them. It could be cleansing of their soul to let it off. Enlightenment and education of somebody else. And advertising dollars against it. There's people funny as all get out. There's people that know how to sing, that know how to rap. Won't pick up this camera and pose. So what I'm saying is encourage men and people in general. Like, it might cost me that 15 minutes, 45 minutes, hour. Not for the approval of another, but the lesson, the impact. Don't let them be right. You're not trying to prove them wrong, but don't let them be right. Because you got somewhere to go. Like, you might be like me, where in the beginning of this year, and I was reading in LinkedIn about gaps in employment. There was a nice lady in HR to understand that don't define a person, so-called gaps. And I went hard after this rideshare industry, age 30. I'm 38 now. And at the top of this year, I was 37, January. It wasn't but 3-4 days in the year. My Jeep Cherokee gave me one more blow that normally I had the money and or credit to pull together. I just didn't have it this time, which led to me start traditionally working again. Yes, I was blue at first. Yes, I had to have people in my life that I lived with help me on transportation to and from work. And now I'm in that place, half a year in, making sure I don't go complacent because I got somewhere to be. And I'm not too good to use that PhD, that post-hole digger, while there's still yet a chance for me to get a PhD. You understand what I'm saying? An academic PhD, EDD, anything like that. I'm not too good to do it. I'm digging, I'm shoveling, I'm throwing out trash, I'm getting dirty, I'm sweating, but it's actually helping me get back in shape. But the trick of the enemy on that is, on that labor type of work, and then I went and picked up dishwashing work, it's easy to be put in the pit, the bottom of the trash can, but you don't have to let them. But they're going to push back. In some cases, people feel like you're too pretty, you're arrogant, but you got to be you. Like, there's somebody going through this on the other end of this camera. Like, you could be sweating it out in the dish tank and throwing away heavy, nasty trash 1 month, and you could be in a university job the next, a K through 12 job the next, a good warehouse or processing facility the next. So you have to keep yourself sharp. Make sure you're practicing good communication, good English. Make sure you're doing the best you can, even when you fall, and anyway get back up. You know, financially, driving history-wise, auto history-wise, relationally with people, interpersonally, intrapersonally. Trick of the enemy is just to settle. And people think settle is you chose to settle. No, it's slow. It's deceptive. It's an identity hack. So don't let life identity hack you. It's like a rapper said, Dizzy Rascal, he said, fix up, look sharp. Fix up, look sharp. That's what you do. Be blessed.